We live in a society. It's the general name used for the logical fallacy of the society we live in is flawed, but I won't add on to the conversation. I'll just repeat the same arguments that can be easily rebutted. This is why it's a logical fallacy, okay? The ideas that found this entire ideology are easily rebutted, and usually contain flawed thinking. This creates a kind of domino effect where we live in a society is, well, a logical fallacy. The easiest way to find examples of the arguments are by searching illustrations showing the ugly truth of today's world, or something like that. These are the general themes of the images made. Well, let's view some turdy fucking pieces of shit images, shall we?
Boo! You suck!
This image right here is by an artist of the name of Steve Cutts. You'll be hearing that name a lot. This image, obviously, shows the world being pushed through a wood chipper with money coming out of it. This is obviously a common how corporations use the resources of the earth for, well, their own benefit. The issue with this entire statement is that people do this all the bleeding time. Humans, as a result from larger brains and more functional hands, use the earth's resources in a unique way. Evolution made us like that. Humans can use thick branches, rock, and some kind of proto-string to make a weapon that can compensate for the absence of claws. We are one of the few species that are able to do this, use tools, but we're the only species who use tools and have the brain to create more effective tools than anything that nature could make itself. And so, by that logic, why is it a sin that we do this on a large scale? And more importantly, why would legal and smart corporations want to affect the earth like this? If anything, logging corporations want more trees so they have more stock to sell. This proves that Steve Cutts is not that smart. He's a good artist, but again, he's not that smart.
Boo! You suck!
This is another image by Steve Cutts from an animated short called Happiness. The short generally entails a rat, amongst other rats, trying to find happiness. The short film attempts to criticize the capitalist society we live in. The problem is that the world drawn here is extremely exaggerated. There are no signs saying happiness flat. Well, okay, maybe there are. Maybe I'm just kind of denying this, but I mean, generally a lot of things shown aren't accurate representations of reality. The depiction of a rat being shown amongst other rats working a presumably office job within a mouse trap is a clear factor that screams out, "Hey, I have no legitimate criticisms. I'm just an artist who thinks that everything should be all hippy-dippy, lovey-dovey." This is criticizing the foundation of capitalism and the human brain. Two things that if we didn't have, nothing would exist. Capitalism is the system that allows us to have amazing things, and the human brain's material wants and needs laid the foundation for capitalism. See above if you want to know why capitalism is so important.
Boo! You suck!
This image is another common target. Phones. I don't know if this was Steve Cutts or not, because the art style is kind of different of what he does, but I mean, I lamau. See, the image quite obviously displays people on the phones acting like zombies. The truth of that is that this is not how people really act. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it's because I don't live in San Francisco. But I mean, it's like mildly connected to reality, but it's bordering on propaganda levels of creating the straw man that is for the evil. In the end, complaining on the effects of social media on the youth would be more beneficial than to just basically say, "Phone evil, throw phone away, you stupid if you use phone." So I mean, how the fuck does that work?
Boo! You suck!
Now this is what I can confirm to be the most retarded, most unnecessary thing that exists. This literally complains about the basics of capitalism and takes the glove off in the most calm fucking way that you can put it. This image is the embodiment of a lot of things wrong with the logic of these people. Yeah, of course companies are gonna make shit that you want, and you're gonna give them money for that. Duh! But you're gonna give them a hard time for that? Are you stupid? Are you retarded? Do you have autism? Do you have a lobotomy? Did you get a lobotomy? Jesus. Let me give you a basic lesson in economics, explained by someone who legally cannot get a job or a driver's license. Okay, here's capitalism 101. Say this guy, Jimmy, he makes a bench out of wood. He puts about a week's effort into it. Carl wants a bench. Carl and Jimmy makes a deal. Carl is too lazy and /or doesn't have the skills to make a bench, but he has $50. And Jimmy spent 7 days making a bench. So if Carl gives Jimmy $50, Jimmy will give his bench to Carl. Makes sense? Because if it doesn't, then I have a legitimate concern for your intelligence and ability to think. It's not that hard. I'm gonna have to explain that because that process that I detailed is literally what is here. It's being painted in a negative light. Who does that?
Boo! You suck!
Oh great. Another unnecessary criticism with Donald Trump. Also, why is the mouse positioned so weirdly? How about you learn how people hold mice before you complain about someone who's been doing surprisingly well, genius? Also, wait, Trump isn't left-handed. What the hell? Okay, here's the thing I don't like about it. Oh, okay, this entire part this entire part is kind of unscripted. So Google search, I'm feeling racist. Are you retarded?
Trump is literally Hitler. Trump is literally Hitler.
I personally think that Trump needs to stop being complained about, and people need to see the good in what he's doing, and just try to give him advice on how not to be an idiot, instead of saying he's an idiot with this Trump. He's an idiot with this Trump.
Boo! You suck!
Literally Hitler.png. Enough said.